All right, let's do this. I'm just gonna short music intro. We're starting late today. I slept in. It was great. Hello, all the peeps out there, both of you. Do this and get on over to here. Got a bunch of stuff going out today. Pretty good day. All right. Not amazing, but good. What did we end up with yesterday? Into playing card, swap card selling. You mean like more info? Explain. Are you talking about like playing like I don't know what you're talking about. All right, I think I'm going to do this all backwards today. Yeah, do it backwards. I'm going to do the non-postcards first, just to mix it up. These are 2 pipe bags. Nice pipe bags. That and yeah. We'll just do this. Okay, put it in there. That in there. I'm going to throw this in there. Too big. That will go out first class. Poker cards. Yeah, I've sold stuff. I've sold stuff like that. I usually sell the full decks, honestly. The best deck of playing cards I ever sold was a Nintendo. Not like the video games, but before they were video games, they made playing cards. I sold a deck of very old Nintendo playing cards. Sold a belt buckle. Almost vintage, not quite. Love thy neighbor with the guns and everything. Brass knuckles. See, irony. Very clever belt buckle. How much does this sell for? $21.95, plus shipping. What's up, Just in Time and Cameron? Barfik Newtons. I do not need 266 souvenir postcard books. Not today, Satan. Whew. Hot. All right. So, spent some time on the phone yesterday with the eBays. There is a known issue, their words, not mine, that standard envelope is not updating tracking. So, just another, the hits just keep on coming, eBay. Way to be garbage. All right. This is a little advertising tape measure. Right, Moundsville, West Virginia. It's old. It ain't perfect, but Po Buddy's nerfect, so it's all good. Sold 4. Come on, get back in there. $55, $55.95. Nice little sale. I like stuff like this. All right. I'm going to put it in one of them. Oh, I found the spoon yesterday. It fell out of the box or fell off the thing, and it was sitting on top of the records. So that made it out yesterday. It's actually kind of a cool item. It's a salt spoon brooch. Salt spoon brooch. Not sure if you can hear me over that. Yes. Worth Point has been down for me all day. I'll check right now, though, again. Let's see. It looks like it's up now, but let's search for. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah. Yep, no results. Hello, Lisa. How are you? Yeah, that's not good. It feels like eBay is terminating all their third-party licenses. That's my guess. Because look what's happening with HIP. Well, they still list eBay as a data partner. Buster, you're sitting on the keyboard. Come here. Come on. Okay. Ow, Okay. That's good. At least it's not down forever. All right, Buster, I gotta ship stuff, okay? All right? And you're really digging in this very thin shirt. All right, come on. All right, what else we got? Sold this. This is the story of Frankfort, Michigan. This came from the local person who basically just gave me a bunch of stuff. So it's got the dust jacket. It's seen better days, which is why I took it off the book. I'm going to board it separately. Sold for 42 and change, which is pretty good. So it took a couple of days, but that's fine. Come on. I need to make these the first things that I hit when I reach. $42, I think. That's what I want to say it sold for. Sold for around that. we go. Actually, you know what? Screw this. I'm not doing it that. I'm just going to put it in one of these, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's already got padding. It doesn't need a full cardboard. Thank you, Lisa. I like selling books. I actually listed a bunch of really good ones in the past few days, so probably like $200 or $300 in only like 6 or 7 books. I don't do a lot of modern stuff. Mostly the stuff I list and sell is stuff that doesn't have barcodes. So all right, next up, Antique Corkscrew. This is from the 1800s. What's the year? 18. Oh, wait. Yep. 1885. Wood Corkscrew. Going global shipping program to, I believe, Poland. Sold for $20 plus shipping. Left-handed or right-handed screw? I didn't even look. No, I will not. Papa is really pushing these postcard folders. sold this patch, which I don't even know if I don't think it's a Kitsap County search and rescue. It's not actually law enforcement because there are volunteers who are search and rescue. There's fire department who are search and rescue. There's all different departments. There's paramedics who are search and rescue. So it's not strictly law enforcement. But this sold for $27.95. I just bought it last weekend at the local retailer. It cost me $2. I spent $45 for a whole bunch of patches, and this one is the best one to sell so far. I'm about $35 recouped on, I don't know how many. Oh, that's too good of a cover. I'm trying to be like, that's a good art cover to sell, right? But Mangione, that's a good one too. No, that one's fine. We'll cut that one out. That's an interesting one. That's too complicated. All right, I can cut. Although this one's pretty cool too. Amy Grant, you're it. She's like the Christian Barbra Streisand, except her records sell. Burn Amy Grant, sideburn. Burn Amy Grant, sideburn Barbra Streisand. There we go. Sideburn. Yeah, burn. $200 Niagara Falls for one pen. You may or may not have hidden a few $20 bills. My guess is you probably have not. Okay. You have 176. I probably have around that many. I could. So I've been planning on going up to that antique store and trying to do like a swap for my folder cards for their non-folder cards. But I figured I would probably have to add some money to make that deal happen. Now, maybe instead of adding money, if I added cards, that could be good. More folders might mean more cards. Hmm. I'll have to think about that. All right. Sold this here Super Bowl pin. Super Bowl 3, or as NC Picker says, Super Bowl, I think that's 3. Sold for $9.95 plus shipping. These little pins, these Starline Super Bowl pins, I basically got a full set up until like 2006 or 2007, somewhere in there, from a Goodwill auction lot. And I think I paid like $40 for the whole lot. There was a bunch of other pins in there too. But man, these things have been selling off 1 or 2 a month pretty consistently since I listed them. Nice little pipeline, as they say over at the old Scavenger Life podcast. As they said at the old Scavenger Life podcast. What do we got next here? Another one of these novelty door hangers. I think. Yep, there it is. And I bet. Oh yeah, it's gonna be close. Oh, it's exactly. All right, so you know what we're gonna do. All right, Amy, you're up. He-Man Silly, yeah. Is anybody here familiar with like ever played or know Dungeons and Dragons or some other like script-based role-playing game? Raise your hands. Are there any D&D nerds in the house? Is my question. All right. Sold a stereo view. You know what we can do? Check this out. This is good. Hold on. This is almost definitely no way possible going to work, but we'll try it. Nerd voting in for D&D. Heroescape. Okay. But have you guys... okay, you guys have played. I have an idea that I think would be a lot of fun, and I'm doing a little research, and I think that I'm going to do it on the 24-hour live stream. I'm going to need participants, though. And it's going to take me a little bit to get this done, but it's basically a reseller-themed role-playing game that I'll probably need like 3 or 4 participants for. You guys can play in teams. I'm kind of working it out, but I think it'd be a lot of fun. All right, so this is a antique stereo view. You can't really see it very well because you don't have stereoscopic view. Ooh, but look, if you look at that, hey, there's a guy and a thing. Looks good to me, though. Some guys playing some poker. In 3D. Neat. These things are awesome. I'm keeping this one because it's slightly damaged. And I get these things all the time. So I want to be able to see what I'm looking at. I want to see what I'm looking at. This here sold for $20. And it doesn't fit in one of these. That's okay. I've only played a very long time ago, but I've listened to a number of D&D related podcasts and like fantasy role play podcasts, which can be pretty interesting. I have a sense though that it may not be something to do on this upcoming 24-hour live. I have a feeling it's going to take me longer to do it, to write it. And I don't think it, and honestly, I think that it might have to take place over a few different sessions. Team Same Sky. Nice. I like that stress-free paper chase. Oh, something just sold. What just sold? Oh, nice. Another chrome postcard. All right, let's get the... I gotta get the first class stuff out of here. Where's the record? There it is. One sec, be right back. This is Piatigorsky, Furkanusi, Prokofiev, Chopin, Sonatas. Classical music. It sells $11. I want to see what you're looking at now. wonder if it's because they're using mint. How many? Wow. I wonder how long that it took for that to sell. I mean, the public hanging thing is really not so much a surprise. Listed it in April. Yeah, and that's interesting. Okay, so this, hold on a second here. I know this guy was, as somebody told me about this guy. He used to be a different name. Well, they've got 880,000 listings right now. Not everything is astronomically high. Let's see, sale date. This guy's got postal cover game, that's for sure. And he's got a lot of listings. Yeah, that's true. The stamp people are crazy. I need to start being more diligent on checking postal covers. I'm sure that like I have missed several thousands of dollars in postal covers. All right, moving on. Let me get this stuff out, and then we'll move on to the postcards. Actually, there's one more. This is going first class. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have no idea, Jake. I wish I did. I know that like prisoner of war covers do well. I know that certain military and yeah, like Mark said, the naval ones. All right. I'll do that one last because I don't feel like packing a 78 right now. Let me just double check, see if any of these are non-first class or non-standard envelope. All right, cool. That makes life easy. Dude, that's insane. That's pretty good. That's 21 postcards going out since yesterday morning. None of these are international. Cool. And then my combining. Let's see. Shipping. See if any of these are eligible for combined. All individual. All right, cool. I get to sit hang out with the chat, drink some coffee. Good stuff. Yeah, I know that like weird international postal covers, like I don't know. It might be interesting just to do an experiment, like with just auctioning and just kind of, you know, put out a handful every now and then just kind of see what happens. Let the market dictate. Like I know that like fancy cancel is a thing, and I know that like, you know, defunct ghost and mining towns are a thing. I feel like I know when there's something really unusual, like that stands out from what I normally see on a postcard. Papa, you pointed out one of the postmarks recently. Your comment about sending me down a rabbit hole, which yes, you did. Thank you very much. Yeah. But I also feel like it's one of those things that you could, like, there's not a lot of people who are that knowledgeable about it and out there, right? Like, it's very findable stuff, in my opinion. All right. Haha. I bought the postcard book. Figured I'd better do it right away before Mark gets to it. Old to new treasure. Okay. Well, there was only one copy left on Amazon, so there's digital copy, but I just bought the paper copy. Oh, you already have that book? That's funny. Oh yeah, I'll do that. Good idea there, Popeye. I need to redo the my affiliate links. That's just it's a it's on the list. I mean, so I agree with this. It's one of those things that's like I'm processing inventory already, right? Like I'm shit, constantly going through, thousands of cards. I do look at the backs, right? Like I've got a pretty decent memory of things where I can remember stuff. There's no reason not to start, for me anyways, start educating myself on other aspects of the things that I'm already selling, right? So I'll buy the book, I'll put it in my bathroom. I'll read it when I'm not otherwise occupied. And, or when I am otherwise occupied. Several months from now, I'll emerge a little bit more knowledgeable and a lot more regular. Hi, Buster. Hi. Oh, you brought me your pipe cleaner. Okay. There you go. Squeaky chair. Over there. That are high value outliers. Yeah. I think that's a good idea, Carl. I was I thought it might be funny to do like a bolo book that's like, and then just like print out the like 1964 Sears catalog and sell it because I think it's funny. But like slap a whole different cover on it and be like, all these items are bolos, which technically now is true, right? Or just like print out a bunch just random old catalog pages from across 100 years and just put like a cover on it that says bolo book, because they're all going to be bolos, right? Who's to say what is and is not a bolo? That's what's ridiculous about it. Mm-hmm. Lexington, Illinois. What you doing, Buster? It's a nice day today, man. It's been crummy weather. So similar a bust postcard. Oh, that's good. I like it. If Buster was on my lap, I might award points. I might consider awarding points. Yeah, I liked it better when all he was doing was talking about collectibles. Honestly. Oh, that's interesting. The Grant postal cover, yeah. I haven't sold many postal cards. I've sold a few. The last one I sold was a really nice unperforated 1 cent. Wow, there's a bunch of raccoons living in that tree over there. They're shaking it real good. They've been living in that tree for a while now. Yeah. I have a ton. I have like a box of them that I just sort of set aside to do research on at some other point. Like, surcharged 1 cent Grant postal cover. So it's the 2 cent Grant with the 1 cent overstamp, right? Like the 1 cent cover on it. Which I guess they would have when they I guess would have happened maybe because of a changeover or an error, maybe. So they just corrected the error with the 1 cent overstamp or the 1 cent cover stamp. Oh crap! What did I miss, Cameron? Oh my god!
Hey,
dude, I did not know.
It's all good.
I was not paying attention. I was too down a rabbit hole of postal covers, and
That's okay. It helped me like clean up my shed more quickly.
How long were you waiting there?
I don't know, 5 minutes or something.
Okay, I don't feel that bad then.
No, it's not like it's been a half hour or anything. Hi Matt.
Hi.
How are you doing? I ordered from this schmuck up in Washington.
Oh, you got? Oh yeah,
Schmo Brogan.
I'm putting in an order for the 24-hour live stream. I'm going to do some giveaways.
Hey, it's a donkey.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nice.
Yeah, it came out good. Nice.
I like it. I usually don't buy white shirts, but I was like, it's Matt. I gotta represent the Jackass retro.
Isn't it? Is it not available in black?
It might have been, and I just didn't notice. But no, it's fine.
But no, I had to do that design because I didn't have that one. You asked me to do one logo front.
Right, you had one in the back, which was cool. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yay! Awesome.
I just wanted to open it during.
You guys can get yours. Links in the description and things.
Yeah, I did want to ask you, since I've got your eyes and ears. I saw you sell a vintage fan, which I think is what this is. I bought it at an estate sale.
Didn't sell it, listed it, but sure.
Oh, okay. You listed one.
But I've sold it before, so yeah.
Okay, and I haven't sold. I've never touched them, but I thought I saw Matt have one, and maybe this is something desirable on eBay that folks would want to buy. But I don't have any idea, like keywords, or if it's even worth listing. Because as I opened it, I realized like it's kind of falling apart. But I'll let you tell me what you think.
Paper.
Yeah, it has some, I guess, wood or faux wood or
wood. That could be silk too.
Definitely seems painted on.
But I mean, the material could be silk.
Possibly. Oh, I see.
It's hard for me to tell on the, but could be. Here, I'm going to do this real quick because
I don't know. It definitely feels papery to me.
Okay. I mean, yeah, paper fan. I mean, sell it on its merits. Can you identify the flower? We look probably. My guess is going to be cherry blossoms.
I don't know. They look like roses to me.
Could be rose. I can't. It's too green.
I definitely would say roses. What does the chat think? Thanks, John.
Hold on one second.
Use the keyword fan. Oh, okay. Good to know. Yes, of course I would say fan, but and roses and perhaps painted. How does one know if it was in fact hand painted? It sure looks like it. If Tommy's still here, Tommy, I got my cable, and that is what I have my Canon EOS 80D plugged into the actual wall versus having to use up my battery. So thank you for that advice, sir. But yeah, I thought for a buck, I thought, it might be worth $8. It might be worth 18. I have no clue. I haven't looked at any comps.
What? Yeah, let's take a look here.
And it's a little beat up here that I didn't realize when I bought it. It's coming apart right there. But I don't know. People collect all kinds of things.
I mean, if just a quick search on vintage paper hand fan.
Yeah, I haven't searched it at all. I just figured, hey, Matt sold fans, and he had one that one time. He might know more about it than I do. I thought this part was cool. The wooden whatever's holding it together, fan blades. I don't know what you call it.
I mean,
If I look under a magnifying glass, I could see the brush strokes.
I mean, you paid $1 for it, so you could probably $15-20 maybe. With in the condition, but if you look up vintage paper hand fan, we've got 327 sold and 1585 listed. So it might take you a year to sell it. But if you put it up at like $10 plus shipping, it'd probably sell quicker.
Yeah, I could sell it for $10. Boning. Tracy, are you just being funny, or are you referencing what I called fan blades? You're saying that's called boning.
Yes, I think that's actually what it's called.
Because the 12-year-old in me hears boning and Snickers in my head. Tracy, you know that. 100% poppy? Oh, you don't think these are roses? Tommy said that he thought poppies. I don't know.
They look rosy to me.
I definitely would say that roses. So 100% Popeye. He's saying Popeye. Never mind. I can't read English.
Or Popey. That's what it says.
I think he meant Popeye. I'm gonna give him that. But anyway, can you believe it? I'm not going to estate sales or yard sales or the bins today because I have things that I need to get listed that I'm trying to stay disciplined in that vein of like, don't go get more crap until you've listed the crap you got.
Yeah, I had my little like spending spree a couple of weeks ago. I bid on a bunch of auctions. I'm still got a few stuff like estate auctions locally that I'm bidding on, but it's I still have stuff coming in the mail. I've got plenty to list. I don't need to go buy more stuff. So, and there's no estate sales or garage sales around here right now anyways, even though it's an awesome day.
Right. Yeah, it's a nice day down here in Oregon too. In fact, I told myself I needed to take I have to drive to the county dump to dump off a bunch of crud that's on the side of our house I'm looking at right now, but I don't want to. Question: would folks still list this despite it having a missing stone? Let's see if you could see that.
Yeah.
See how right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a belt buckle.
It's
It even has a tag dangling off of it, but it's missing a stinking piece.
I mean, you could try to go find like a jewelry jar or something and hold on to it and then just try to replace it at some point. But I would just list it with, just closing it and say, read. And you're going to not get anywhere near as much for it. But
I'm just wondering if it's even worth listing. But I know your philosophy. If you're touching it and it takes 2 seconds to take the pictures, just list it.
Yeah. I mean, it's 3 pictures and 1 measurement. So, 2 measurements.
From wherever the Leather Rock, San Diego is.
You could email the manufacturer and be like, I need one of these.
Maybe.
And then see if they'll just send you one.
I don't know. That seems a little, I don't know. I don't feel good about that. But although I would do that if I found a Cutco knife that was damaged, because I know that somebody paid a crap ton, and our family has bought a lot of Cutco and spent a lot of money that I don't feel like bad about like asking to get one replaced or fixed or whatever. But for some reason I do with this. That makes no sense. But anyway, yeah, I bought some belt buckles. So my next video, shameless plug, is me unboxing. I thought it was like,
Did you do Shop Goodwill?
Yeah, shopgoodwill.com.
Nice. I've been targeting some lots. That's my my last thing to buy. Which one did you win? How many pounds?
How many pounds? It wasn't a huge box. It was a small lot. I think I paid Well, I don't think I just shot the video. So I'll tell you, it was plus shipping and everything. The total was $30.99.
Mhm.
Had 14 belt buckles in it, so
Yeah, that's pretty good.
that's average. Yeah, I mean, one or two of the belt buckles, I'll get my money back just on those.
That's usually how it works on those.
Yeah, and this one I thought was really awesome, and I think it might still have some resale value. But if you look at the back, this part that goes on the actual
Yeah,
belt is busted off.
you can repair that. That you can
Can't
go.
repair it? Okay. I was
But
just gonna do the please read and say you might just have to use it as a decorative piece, but
yeah, I've actually got that exact same one, or I've had that exact same one. It's a pretty standard. It's like Siskiyou Belt Buckle Company or
yep,
Royal.
1984.
Yeah. My second guy.
The reason I even considered buying belt buckles is seeing your video about it. I was like, oh, kind of like with patches or postcards. They're easy to list, easy to ship.
Exactly, and they sell. I mean,
they sell, like some of them sell really well. Like some you might get $10, but some you might get 40.
Yep,
or more, depending on
100%. I mean, like if you do this again, if you go and you bid on Shop Goodwill for belt buckles, the search term I use is basically belt buckle LBS, right?
Okay.
You're gonna pay more, but it's gonna be bigger lots, and so your profit is gonna be a lot better, right?
Yeah.
So instead of getting 15 belt buckles, you'll get 100 belt buckles. And you might pay, spend $300, but you're going to make a few thousand over the course of a year or so. Right. Like, and the last belt buckle lot I bought was about a year ago, and I still have probably 150 belt buckles actively listed, and I still sell them. I sold one today. I just shipped one today. I sell them practically, every other day. So,
yeah.
But
yeah, I've been listing postcards, and wouldn't you know it, like I shipped out 3 or 4 postcards this morning.
Nice,
because I've been listing postcards. It's just so random, right? Like the things that you start listing, eBay thinks like that's what you want to sell. I don't know. Tommy, I saw your comment, and you must be referring to the 5 things resellers need to learn from minimalists that a lot of Josh put out. Because I just subscribed to him, he's not in my watch these videos like Matt's videos are, and like you and Tracy's show. I get a reminder. So yeah, I have it up on another screen, and I'll watch it after I get off of here. I gotta take some pictures this morning.
I haven't watched it either. What
He must have suggested that based on my comment of I'm trying to list all my stuff before I go get more stuff, and then Josh's video must be kind of coincide with that, like things that resellers need to learn from minimalists.
Nobody, but I would start. Yeah. So Tracy, with your broken belt buckle, I agree with this. If it's broken or missing, that stuff does really well in junk drawer lots.
I've never done a junk drawer lot. Maybe I should.
Yeah, I mean,
I got a lot of random things I could put in it.
I'm going to start. Actually, I have a bunch. I keep a bin of just smalls, like Hot Wheels that aren't worth anything. Belt buckle stuff, like scrap jewelry, little toys, trinkets, whatever. Like anything small, and it just goes in a bin if I'm not listing it on its own, but it's still kind of cool. And then every few months, I'll just fill a box, fill a bag, whatever, and then put it out on auction, starting at $1 or $5 plus shipping, and just let them fly. And they almost always sell for at least $20, and it's just garbage to me, right? So,
Right. Yeah, it's a good idea for sure. I usually throw it in my donate to the bins.
Yeah.
Then I just don't want to mess with it.
I mean, yeah, I usually try to not do that either. Like have a pile of stuff that it's like I'll deal with this. The only thing that like I have sort of like a watch graveyard and I have a like vintage lighter graveyard, right? There that is sort of like projects and parts and stuff. And that actually if I'm bored and I don't really feel like listing, but I want to, do a little work on something, I'll go to the graveyard and start putting stuff together.
I do that with certain batteries for cameras because I like to sell old cameras, and so even the old point and shoot cameras, all kind of hoard batteries for them if whether they come with extras or I end up ordering some and then I put it in the dang camera and the camera doesn't work even with this brand new battery. I might discard the camera but keep the battery. And so because just in case I find that same camera, I'll have the battery for it. But
yeah, I mean, I have a camera graveyard, but it's usually cameras that are waiting for batteries, right? Like,
yeah.
So it's like, I'm like, I keep them, and then I'm like, all in a bunch. I'll be like, all right, I just need to order batteries for all these cameras, get these things out of here, and then I'll do that, and then I'll go through with all the testing and all that stuff. I need to do that soon. Actually, I have a lot of cameras that I need to figure out if they work, if they, good stuff too, like old, good vintage Canon, and yeah, I've just been slacking on it.
Yeah. When I feel like that sense of overwhelm that other people don't feel, it's my anxiety, my ADHD, whatever. I just have to tell myself. Can I cuss on your channel?
Yeah,
me not.
I cuss all the time.
I just get in I get a case of the fuck it's, if you will, and I just tell myself, fuck it. Like yesterday, for example, I was done with work and I really wanted to come in here and list and spend all afternoon on YouTube, but I said no. This yard, our backyard that was full of leaves and like overdue for being mowed and needed to get my dog's poop picked up, I said, fuck it, eBay and YouTube, and I really needed to just work on my yard, even though that's not going to give me money back. But it's just something that needed to be done. And kind of today with the fact that I need to go to the dump, I don't want to go to the dump. I don't like going to the dump, but I have to trick myself and say, well, take a few pictures, of a dozen items in your shed this morning after I pack. This is the between pack my orders and need to take those pictures. And then when I'm waiting in line at the dump and I'm annoyed because I don't want to be there, I could be listing. I could be multitasking. And I have gosh, is it 2 or 3? I think 2 shelves that are at least 3 shelving units that are at least 3 deep, like bookshelves full of magazines that I paid maybe $20 for. A ton of them I got for $10, and I'm pretty sure all the guns and ammo and fishing and hot rod ones are it's funny. I have a $10 shelf that's like guns and ammo, Rifleman, like hot rod magazines, Easy Rider, old Playboys, and the other one's like Glamour, Vogue, Good Housekeeping, because of one I bought from an old lady and one I bought from an old guy, and they're just sitting. It's just sitting there waiting for me to list them, and I'm either gonna have to tell myself, guess what? This weekend you're doing nothing but listing magazines, or that looming feeling of get rid of them is over me. I don't know if that makes sense.
I agree with Carl on this. I need to mix it up as well.
Yeah.
But I try. What I try to do is, it's like I try to sort of block my time during a day, and when I start the day, I more or less know what I'm going to try to get done today. Like today, after I'm shipping, I've got a little pile of postcards I'm going to finish listing, and I got to go switch out a part on my car. And then I got to, order my medication and go get that taken care of. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to list a bunch of sheet music or what,
Yeah.
Or maybe more postcards. Probably what's in my living room is actually what's going to get listed first. So
Yeah.
Like,
I just I can't deal with the death pile. Even though I just got through telling you I have 2 bookshelves full of death pile-y things with those magazines, but I'm at the point of like I'm tired of thinking about them. That was the point of my story. Is I was tired of thinking about how the yard needed to get done. That I was like, fuck it, I just gotta do it. Tired of thinking about how I need to go to the dump today. I'm like, fuck it, I gotta do it. And then next thing on my list of like, I'm tired of thinking about it because I just think about it is those damn magazines. I either need to bring them all home and start listing them, or loading them up in my truck and just saying, let it go. Or maybe putting on Facebook Marketplace, somebody who's a reseller for cheap might just buy them all, kind of like I did. Because I've already like 8 times my money on that buy easily. I don't know.
I mean, it's all about figuring out what you are willing to provide bandwidth to, right? Like, and when. So, for me, I'm like, okay, I am not interested in providing bandwidth to this thing right now, but it's also just sitting in a pile and it's not hurting anything. And it's not like I've got something else I need to put there. So let it sit in that pile. And then one day is going to come along where I'm going to be like, all right, today's the day. Or, you know what? Tomorrow is the day. And tomorrow I'm going to wake up and my plan is after I'm done shipping, I'm going to go attack that stupid ass pile. I'm sick of looking at it. And then it'll get done in, a day or maybe a day and a half. Then it'll be listed and eventually sell. And I'll be like, man, this sat in my death pile forever. And now it's selling all the time. What was I thinking?
Right. And that feeling of like getting it done, knowing that I'm going to have that wonderful feeling of getting it done makes me kind of kick my own ass of like, what took me so long to like get to it, knowing that I was going to feel good after getting it done. But I wish I had more of that, Matt, more of that, like it's in your storage unit, that the stuff you're selling out of your storage unit pays for itself already. So it doesn't hurt anything, Cameron. But I just like, we're like, this is like therapy session. And I noticed and I appreciate Tommy and Carl are like, it's like white noise. It's like a woodpecker. Like, absolutely. And I don't like that feeling.
No,
but if it wasn't that, it would probably be something else.
I get that too. Like there's things that take up the mental real estate and are like the things that are like constantly like bugging at you. That is, psychological overhead, right? Like I've got, I don't know, like a ton, like so much ephemera that it's insane, right? I know it's up there. That stuff doesn't even bother me, right? Like that doesn't even think about it. But my one box of cameras that I need to go to get like batteries for, I see that every time. It doesn't actually take up much room compared to the unlisted ephemera, but every time I look at it, I'm like, I can't, not today. Like, but it's always there and always in my brain. So it's sort of like what are the things that like you are granting access to that mental real estate, right? Like for me, my sheet music and my ephemera, it's like fine. Like, or my 10,000 slides or box of G.I. Joe animation cells that I've not even touched since I bought it. Like that stuff doesn't bother me, but that damn box of cameras.
Your cameras is my magazines. And I just haven't decided if I want to just donate them and get rid of them or just, I think Craig's right, Landshark Picker. I mean, I know he's right because I've used that method of not allowing myself to get overwhelmed by just setting small goals of, let's say, I've got all these shelves of magazines. I have definitely done this where I go, all right, these Vogue magazines, let me just see if I could find, I don't quite have the whole year, but I got 10 out of 12 in the year 2000. So I'm going to take this chunk, and list it. And then every time I go to my storage unit, what I ought to be doing, but am not doing, is just grabbing a stack. Because then eventually I'll get it done, right? But I don't listen to my own advice half the time.
Tommy, I have had I think that's for me. I have had so Tommy, so like just list it letter. I mean, today might be the day. Who knows? He ever sold over 200 no returns. I've probably sold maybe 50 to 100 cameras. Some of my best sales have been cameras, but I've also had returns on cameras, that's also like that's part of what takes up the mental real estate. Like camera people can be really picky.
I don't think I've ever had a return on a camera either.
Yeah, but for me, it really is like there will just be a day when I see that box and I'm like, all right, it's time. But
Use the day.
Yeah, it's like cleaning my house. The same thing. I just need to set aside the time, and then it'll make it happen. I did that actually yesterday. I had a box of like not great, like the Christmas compilations, like the Firestone Christmas LPs, like all that kind of stuff, like lower end Christmas records that I had just from various collections that I had set aside to lot up for Christmas. And I'm a little bit late to the game, but I got sick of looking at the box yesterday, and I got every single one of them listed. So they're all in lots, but it's just one of those like, you look at it long enough, and eventually it's like, all right. Once I've decided that it's time, like then there's nothing stopping me.
I think part of my issue, and maybe it's yours with the ephemera, and I'm not saying it's an issue, but is I'm that way with things that I can see as well. So sometimes I'll put stuff like I have a bunch of patches just right here on the floor. So I'm basically tripping over them every day until I get them listed, and that's my way of like, tricking myself to finish, because I bought a bunch of patches. Most of them are listed, like 90% of them, but these two little baggies of them that I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna make lots instead of continuing to list one or two at a time. But I don't see those damn magazines. They're out in my storage unit, and they're in the storage unit of extra boxes and bubble wrap and magazines, apparently. So I don't see them. I'm not tripping over them. They don't annoy me. I wonder if that's like with your ephemera that you're like, I just don't see it, so I don't care.
I don't know. It's like I've got. It's just a matter of like there's with ADHD, your brain is going to go to the thing that is the easiest access to the dopamine that it requires or it wants, right? So it's sometimes difficult to overcome that. I can go get the like 30 listing dopamine response in an hour and a half sitting on my couch watching Netflix, then like figuring out what batteries I need, searching for it, waiting a week for them to arrive, or testing or examining. Like I can just go sit down and bust out a bunch of listings, and that's done, right? Yeah, Mark's dead on. Yeah, I don't think I beat myself up about it. I like not,
I hope by me saying that I beat myself up, I'm not trying to encourage others to beat themselves up. I'm just sharing kind of how I feel about it with my own junk. I'm not trying to make anyone feel guilty or shame about their own piles. You do you.
Yeah.
As Johnny says, you do you, boo.
The hardest thing is yet to conquer is the listing of the unknown for fear of selling too cheap. It's the dumbest issue in the world because it makes you. I agree with that. I don't think I have that. Like, I don't think I'm not haunted by the fear of selling something too cheap. That said, I definitely kick myself when I know that when I figure out that I sold something for too cheap. It's always an after the fact regret more than it is a before the fact fear. Because a lot of times, like, I'm just like, just get it moved or get it out, get the money, and then go buy something that I know I'm going to get profit on. Like when I sold off all my video game stuff earlier this year, like I sold that stuff cheap, like, but I was able to get new inventory that I could list quickly right away and turn that into a lot more profit than I probably would have with the video game stuff. Without having to test it, without having to deal with returns, without having to clean or deal with scratches or the fucking JFJ Easy Pro. So, I only. What's that?
Do you measure these with when you take a picture, or nah? People know what a standard
I
fan.
would probably measure. Give them the just the two measurements. Do length closed and then like the length wing to wing.
Okay. Sorry to cut you off. You're talking about you don't like to have to do extra with the JZV Easy Pro. I don't know what the fuck it's called.
The disc resurfacing machine.
Yeah.
With the disgusting goop that you have to use on it.
Yeah, you were saying that takes extra, and you'd rather.
Yeah, it was just easier for me to go. Like, I used it. I did a private pick of a bunch of vinyl, a bunch of awesome pocket knives, a bunch of there's cameras, equipment in there. I bought the $500 lot off Shop Goodwill. That was 1,500 plus postcards, and what else did I get out of that? Oh, a bunch of stuff from local St. Vincent de Paul, which ended up being a bunch of those like Nancy Drew books that I've been selling off, like $20-25 a pop. Like all that stuff was way easier to list. It may have taken me longer, but the margins on it were awesome, like 10x or better. In some cases 20. That Goodwill auction lot, I probably 30x 40x my money on that. So
what was in that again?
It was like 1,500 plus postcards. It was 15 pounds of postcards.
Oh, right. Hey, be proud of me, Matt. I got all those large letter greeting postcards listed.
Yeah.
It only took 2 days.
How much did you list them for?
What's that?
How much did you list them for?
I just looked at the sold comps and would try to match the comparable lower end ones. So, $2.99, $3.99, some upwards of $5.99.
With
shipping, charging the shipping and doing standard envelope.
With that's basically how I got a bunch of those large letter ones in that Goodwill stuff, and that was like I looked up a bunch, and I'm like, there was none that they were all basically major cities, like none of them were super unique, and I just put them all out like $3.95 a piece, and I think they're almost all sold through at this point. Like I don't have that many large letters. I just listed a few more that I got recently. How many? I'm curious.
I sold the first one already this morning, but I don't know. I don't think it's considered a large letter. It was more like this New York one, which is like a state outlined. It was Missouri, but it kind of is this style.
Yeah, you could call that. You could totally call that large letter. If you think it applies, like I use, let's see here. Like I use it for like these like I find it real quick so I can show what I'm talking about, otherwise it's not going to make sense.
Oh, and I appreciate you sharing with me to not be afraid to try to list a real photo postcard based on what you can infer from the image itself. So I had one that just all it had was like some type of surveying equipment and a ditch. It looked like a ditch in a field, but I was able to look up. It said quake and it had a date, so I looked up like.
Oh, what happened? happened? Where'd he go? Am I still here? He disappeared. All right, Cameron, I'm going to kick you out and come back in.
Well, that was it helps when you unplug your computer to set up your camera that you go ahead and plug your computer back in.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, it's pretty much dead. But I plugged it in, so hopefully it stays alive. Anyway, blah blah blah. I listed it and it sold. I think like $15 for what the quake stood for is. Turns out there was an earthquake in California.
Yeah.
By that same photographer, because I was able to put the name. Anyway, I had to do a little research, but I listed it. I just took a stab at the price, and somebody bought it within a couple days. So I was like, sweet. Of course, there's always that feeling of, did I underprice it? But hey, it had been sitting there for a couple months, and in my drafts of like, I don't know how to title this. And then I was just like, I'm just gonna go with what I have, and lo and behold, it sold.
So the where was somebody said call them map cards. Mark said that. They could be map. I would say large letter map card probably for that. But the large letter thing can be all kinds of stuff. Like I've listed this as a large letter. This is like prior to the linen ones. This is like 1910s ish, right? It's divided back. So then what else we got?
I just sold a Thanksgiving card too. The card you just showed kind of reminded me of it because it had that type of design. It was like greetings on Thanksgiving, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I mean there's like these floral. I guess I call them floral greetings sometimes. They're large letter floral. It's kind of what I usually put them up, and that's usually the reason that. But there's a bunch of them. I used to think they were nothing, but they sell. So like every single time I list them, they sell. I think somebody's got. I think I've figured out somebody's keyword, but there's like show a few more of them. Same thing. I've got tons of these. So here's to my dear sister, then to the loved ones at home, and to my dear uncle. They're nice. They're cool images. Like they're not uncommon. They're not super valuable. They're a few bucks, but they've been selling pretty consistently. Popeye says he's going to buy one of your large letter cards and sell it for $80.
Do I have one I undervalued, John? Good for you if you do that. I'll feel like an idiot, but good for you.
Now I'm going to look at your store.
You guys.
Let me see if I can.
I'm trying to think of which one it could possibly be. I mean, there was a couple where I just couldn't find any other comps, and so
that Niagara Falls one's cool. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, did I get that one listed?
The roadside sign for Mississippi, I think, is probably better than you have it listed for.
The large letter?
It's the picture of the sign. Oh, there's a few of them out. No, I think still, you might. I don't know. I like it. It's a cool one.
It's all a blur because I had 40 of them and I kind of just back to back. I think there's a couple more that I because I forgot to take a picture of the back.
Oh yeah, there's the New York. Are you? Oh,
I'm
you're
still not using a scanner. I just use my phone.
That
Here's
Oklahoma one's cool.
I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. Cameron says at least once every day. But my scanner, by the time I scan the damn image, and I list on my phone. So by the time I scan it, get it to my phone or my computer and or my phone, I just feel like the time it takes to do all those steps, I just could have snapped a couple pictures pretty easily. And then as long as I crop it, I mean, I'm still selling cards, so I don't know. Maybe I'd be selling more if I was scanning them. Did I lose you? Just being quiet.
No, there's a big truck across the street from my house. I don't know what's going on there. Somebody moving in?
They made it into that tent.
I don't know. Bremerton's weird.
Hey, do you have a big Benz in Bremerton?
Not in Bremerton. There's one in Seattle, which is the it's the Bins. It's the one where Macklemore shot his video.
Okay, because that's where my wife went this last weekend with her cousin and her cousin's wife.
They're very different from yours.
Apparently, they're awesome. She came home, dude, with a crap ton of Carhartts, like that looked new.
It all depends. I've been there many times where I just spent hours there, and the only thing I left with is like dirt. Like there's a lot of dirt scuzzies there.
And she said they were like the tables themselves, the bins were like heaping versus ours that are just like, you know.
That's yeah. I mean, it's keep in mind like it's a bigger city than
it
is. So, and they process a lot of stuff that comes in from other places because there's a port. So I've found their tags from like Midwest Goodwills because I think it all kind of like after it goes through whatever like local Goodwill there is, I think it goes through the Seattle one as like last chance before they just put it in a container and ship it off to wherever.
Is there one near Seattle then in another town called like Everett?
Yes, and Tacoma has one too.
That's the one she went to. The one
Tacoma's a way better bins than Seattle, in my opinion.
She went to the one. She said outside of Seattle. I thought she said Everett.
It could be Everett. It could be Tacoma. But the one that's if it's outside of Seattle, then it's not the Seattle one because the Seattle one's like in Seattle. It's like 2 miles from the stadium.
Because her cousin doesn't live in Seattle, so it might have been that outskirts.
I'm guessing it's probably Tacoma.
Yeah, it might have been.
But for everybody, the bins that in Seattle there's I guess two flavors of bin stores, right? There's the ones that have the flat carts, and then there's the ones that have like the deep gaylords. Seattle's are the flat carts always. They never have those deep gaylords there. And they bring out new carts like I don't know every 30 minutes.
Okay, then that's the one she went to because those two things you just said, Matt, are what makes them different, and that she really liked. She was like, I didn't have to dig because it was just flat and heaping, and they brought stuff all the time. So
Yeah.
it must be the one you're talking about.
And like the thing that I do it's been a while since I've been there, but my method when I'm at those bins, because it's brutal. Like it's very, very competitive. People are like not super nice, and it's like they crowd, they push, they like it's rough. So what I do is when I'm there, I go find like a golf club or a stick or a hanger or something.
You're this guy.
Yeah, and then no. Then I go find like some underpants, and then I put them on the end of the stick. And then if I get where I want to be, and if anyone comes near me, I shake the underpants at them. And if they get too close, if they're in a place I want to be, I'll fling the underpants at them. And they get the hell out of my way.
Why do I think you're not at all kidding?
I'm 100% dead serious. I have multiple witnesses who've been with me who can corroborate.
That's why
And I have shared my methods with other people who have also had success. You guys, you can all keep an eye out for my new reseller book coming out, Bin's Strategy.
on a stick. He's on a stick.
Underpants. It's a 1-page reseller guidebook.
Does it have illustrations? You have photos?
Yeah, it's just an illustration.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, man. Well, I don't know what else you got going on, but
I gotta go to pharmacy, and then I might go to a thrift shop.
All right. Well, I will. I'll get off here so you can do your spiel with your peeps. Thanks for letting me come on. Appreciate the t-shirt.
We're done. We're done here.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna ship that tomorrow. Yeah, everybody, thank you so much. Everybody thank you, Cameron, for coming on. Everybody, I hope you have a great weekend. Go find some stuff. And have a great day. We'll catch you on the flip flop. Bye. Am I still going? Yes. Bye.